So how many of you have teenagers? And how many of you, their children will be soon teenagers? Okay, so let's start. I'll just do this. So I invite you to take a pencil and a paper, and so you might want to turn it off.
He's not my son either.
So I invite you to take pencils and papers to write notes, or to, because I'm gonna, take some breaks and ask people to ask to. Those papers will not be collected. It's for your own, for you to reflect and to take notes. Okay, can you hear me well? So today we're going to talk about parenting adolescents. We're going to cover the nature of the conflict between parents and adolescents. We're going to talk about adolescence and emotions, adolescence and anger, and screen-free parenting and staying connected. So in order to dive in the teens and emotions, we want to talk about the nature of this conflict. Thank you. So why do we have conflict, or what drives this conflict between the parents and teens? So the adolescent or the teen is pushing for independence. And the parents are trying to restrain that because for the sake of safety and responsibility. There are 5 engines that drive this independence. Separation. There's disagreement about how much time the teen wants to spend with their peers versus the family. Is this a common complaint? I hear that a lot from clients at my practice. Expansion. So how much of individual expression is allowed for the teen. They want to cut their hair a certain way, they want to dress a certain way, they want to do stuff a certain way, and the parents might not like that. There's also differentiation. They want to assert themselves, they want to be individuals, and the parents are worried, and they can start pushing back. Opposition and responsibility. So how old is the teen and how accountable he is or she is to take decisions? So this all usually causes conflict between the parents and the teens. So there are some points we need to keep in mind. First, parents are trained in conflict. So each one of us have been trained since we are little kids on how to do conflict. Either it's destructive, explosive, we don't resolve any issues, or it's calm and constructive. So we want to recognize what kind of model you are trained on to change it if you can, or if you want, because definitely you can change it if you want. We want to understand also that our parents did their best, so we are not discounting their efforts. But this is a different time, different maybe location, different language, different country, different generation. Second one is conflict is cooperative. So there is actually, it's a choice to engage in a conflict or not. You can actually take a decision to disengage. You can just stop. It's a mutual agreement, and it's a personal choice. Because if one of the people stopped engaging, then there is no conflict. There is no one to fight with. So it's our responsibility as parents to take that step. Conflict can create resemblance. So if the teen starts to yell, scream, use bad language, the parent can take the decision of not engaging, to stop the action, to table the topic for later on. We want the resemblance to go our way, to the parents' way. So we don't want to imitate or do what they are tempted to do, what they are doing, the children. We want them to do like we do, calm and collected. And conflict can be instructive, so it's actually a teaching lesson. Every time we do conflict with our children, actually we don't have conflict, we do it. We actually take a decision to have conflict with our children. So each time we do conflict with them, we are actually teaching them a lesson on how to do it. So do you want to teach them how to do it constructively, or do you want to explode and show them that it's usually out of control? It's actually on us, parents. So resemblance also can create conflict. If we have a parent and a teen, they have the same personality, the same characteristics. They are both stubborn, both strong-willed, both want to have the last word, then conflict can escalate very quickly. So in this case, and it will intensify very quickly, and it will deflate very slowly. It will not go away very quickly. So what can we do in this case? We need to talk about it and manage it and prepare on how do we do conflict. Cooperation can create conflict. So when we ask siblings to share a computer, anything, a game, they will fight. So who's going to start? What's fair? Who's next? For how long? So parents need to set the rules in order to control these conflicts. It's always our job as parents to control the conflict and to direct it in a constructive manner. Conflict is how siblings get along. So when siblings get into conflict, that's normal for them. This is how they assert themselves. This is how actually they assert dominance. This is how they resolve disagreements. As long as there is no verbal, physical, or emotional abuse. If there is any abuse, then the parents have to intervene to stop it. But we need to understand that when they see them arguing, that's normal course. This is how they actually manage their relationship. Conflict can change quality of communication. So the quality of communication can be maybe moderate, can be constructive. You did not fulfill your promise, and I am mad at that. That's fine. But then how about if it becomes so extreme, and then we start to attack the character? You are not trustworthy. Then this is a different level. We are attacking the person. It's a personal attack. Then also the parent at this point need to table the subject and talk about it later on, to disengage. Conflict can lead to violence. Yes, indeed. And actually it's the main responsibility of a family is to manage emotional arousal. So it's the responsibility of both parties, not only the parent, also the teen, to control their emotions. And if one of them feel that they are out of control or they are losing control, then they have to stop, disengage, and discuss later on. Tolerance for conflict can vary between parents. So women appear to be more trained to express their feelings than men, for the most part. For a man, maybe, it seemed to be that they are less accustomed to express their feelings. Sometimes they look at it as a competition, or this is what they are trained on. This is their experience. So the father needs to be able to sit and hear the teenager, make them feel that they are heard, to hang in there, even if it's difficult. They need to get involved. And tolerance for conflict can vary between parents and adolescents. How is that? So the teenager is eager to fight with you because actually this is their opportunity to show that they are individuals. You know, I can fight with you now. They are actually challenging the authority in their lives. Well, we parents, we're exhausted. We have actually no interest in fighting. We're exhausted, we don't have energy, we're tired. But those teens, even if they lose the argument, they won. They win. Because, oh, I can fight with her now. See? I'm grown. So if we put these notions in our mind, then we can actually predict or prepare what's coming next. So let's take a moment and write down what emotions are you experiencing at the moment, or what thoughts, what comes to your mind. With your child, with yourself, or with your own parenting style, or what you have experienced with your own parents. And again, we are not criticizing our parents. Our parents did their best. But this is a different time, maybe different country, maybe different language. So we need to adjust. What applied 20 years back will not work now. We didn't have iPhones back then. We didn't have computers, maybe. We didn't have Google. We didn't have all of these apps. So it's a different time. Adolescence can be highly emotionally charged time of life. So the child is they are losing their childhood, they are transitioning. There are a lot of emotions, a lot of challenges in their development. So all of these are challenges, but they're an exciting thing that I am getting older, I am becoming an adult. So there's this confusion between the challenges and the excitement. So the teen, actually, he or she is an adult in training. And emotional management is the key thing that we can teach them. So we need to help them to talk safely about emotions, hard emotions. Are we able to talk about hard emotions? We need to ask ourselves that. It's important to understand that emotions are not something to be ashamed of. They are not good or bad. That's the way it is. Emotions allow us to understand how we feel at the moment. So the common emotional hard time that a teen, and I see that a lot in my practice, depression, loneliness, depressed, they're sad about whatever happening or not happening, loneliness, they feel rejected, cut off, don't belong, self-rejection. This is a big thing for girls. Negative self-image. They don't accept the person they are becoming. I'm too fat, I'm too short, I'm too tall, I'm not fair enough, my hair, all of this. And of course, we have to also understand that our cultural preference, we do contribute to this also, culturally. Anxiety, stressed, overwhelmed, aggression. They want to retaliate, they're angry, especially boys. Liability, so the emotions are up and down. And confusion with all of these complexities, what to do about them. So I want to point out that counseling is a very important key or a method to help teens talk about their feelings. And we need to normalize it in our community. A lot of members of our community feel that uncomfortable to take their teen to talk about their emotions. Taking medication should be the last resort. We don't want to numb these emotions. We want to talk about them, bring them out to the open. Parents need to go slow when they see this outburst of emotions. They need to be empathetic. They need to invite their teens to talk about their feelings. And we cannot shame them for that. You shouldn't be feeling this way or that way. There is no should here. This is the way I feel. Let's just accept it and deal with it. So emotions can be really great informants, but also they can be bad advisors. You know when? They can be bad advisors when we allow the emotions to take decisions on our behalf. So it's affecting our cognitive choice. Are we modeling that for them? Are we showing them that we are in control of our emotions? We don't just explode because we just want to let the steam out and just we're mad, so we are loud. If we do that, then we are modeling this for them, and we are not being a role model. So how emotions can be bad advisors? So take for instance depression. Instead of being active to solve the problem, they become inactive. For instance, shame. Let's be secretive, not to communicate our emotions, to resolve the issue. Fear. Instead of confronting the issue, facing it and try to resolve it, then we kind of shy away and run away. Anger. They can take it out, have a fight, someone get hurt. So it is a problem. So parents can do 3 things. They want to evaluate, before going to counseling, they want to evaluate if the teen is able to talk about their feelings. And the duration of these spells, how long they have been depressed, a couple of days or a couple of months? Or it has been going on for months. And the behavior of the teen. Is she cutting, especially girls? Or boys, what they are doing? Are they aggressive? Are they hitting someone? Are they on drugs? By the way, it's a big problem in our community. Drugs and alcohol. And having relationships without their parents knowing. We don't want to go that far. We want to be informed. Sometimes clients come to my office and the mother says, she's just depressed, she's overwhelmed with academics. The girl has a boyfriend and she's worried about pregnancy, and the mother she thinks it's only about academics. She's stressed about her tests. And if they are over a certain age, you don't tell the parent legally. Legally in Pennsylvania, a child who's 14 years old can come to therapy and counseling without the parent consent at age 14. So what parent can do? They need to evaluate, as I mentioned before, what's going on. Is he or she able to talk about what's going on? The duration of what's happening and their behaviors. Then seek counseling early on. Don't wait until things the child becomes in the system and then the school is involved and child services. You hear stories in the community that really, it's of a concern. Parents need to slow down when these teens start to have episodes or they are having emotional outbursts. They need to show empathy, to connect, not to shut them down. And we need to teach them to use the feelings as informants, just to tell us what's going on, how I feel. But we need to use our thinking to decide what to do. Are we modeling this for them? Let's take a moment and please write some notes. What are you present to at the moment in terms of feelings, your emotions, or thoughts? There is no right or wrong about this. It is.